Over the past 4 decades, after a difficult transition period during the 1970s, the all-volunteer experiment has proven to be a remarkable success. The doubts, and there were many inside and outside the military, were largely overcome. Indeed, the United States would not be able to sustain complex, protracted missions like Iraq and Afghanistan at such a high standard of military performance without the dedication of seasoned professionals who chose to serve and keep on serving. Whatever the shortcomings there may have been in Iraq and Afghanistan stemmed from failures and miscalculations at the top, not those doing the fighting and the leading on the ground. The Iraq and Afghan campaigns represent the first protracted, large-scale conflict since our Revolutionary War, fought entirely by volunteers. Indeed, no major war in our history has been fought with a smaller percentage of this country's citizens in uniform full-time. Roughly 2.4 million active and reserve service members out of a country of over 300 million. Less than 1%. I'd like to close by speaking about another narrow sliver of our population. Those attending and graduating from our nation's most selective and academically demanding universities, such as Duke. In short, students like many of you. One does not need to look too hard to find Duke exemplars of selflessness and sacrifice. Consider the story of Jonathan Kunaholm, currently a Duke graduate student in biomedical engineering who lost part of his arm as a Marine reservist in Iraq. Now he's putting his experience and expertise to work designing new prosthetics, work that will help other amputees in and out of uniform. There is Eric Greitens, class of 1996, Rhodes Scholar, Navy SEAL. After narrowly missing injury himself during a mission in Iraq, he came back home and founded the nonprofit The Mission Continues to help wounded troops and veterans continue serving in some capacity. And last year, when it came time to reshape and reform the $500 billion defense enterprise known as the Department of Defense, the person whose counsel I relied on to make the toughest budget decisions was Lieutenant General Emo Gardner, career Marine Corps aviator, Duke class of 1973. Over the past generation, many commentators have lamented the absence of ROTC from the Ivy League and other selective universities. Institutions that used to send hundreds of graduates into the armed forces, but now struggle to commission a handful of officers every year. University faculty and administrators banned ROTC from many elite campuses during the Vietnam War and continued to bar the military based on the don't ask, don't tell law, with Duke being a notable and admirable exception with your 3 host programs. I'm encouraged that several other comparable universities, with the urging of some of their most prominent alumni, including the President of the United States, are at least reconsidering their position on military recruiting and officer training, a situation that has been neither good for the Academy or the country. But a return of ROTC back to some of these campuses will not do much good without the willingness of our nation's most gifted